So WWE Crown Jewel has just finished up, and I must say the pay-per-view seemed pretty mid, if I'm being honest. The pay-per-view started off with a banger match between Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre, which I thoroughly enjoyed. That was easily match of the night, hands down. Just short of 5 stars, in my opinion, but what does my opinion really matter? But overall, a fantastic match. In my opinion, the right person still won. That World Heavyweight title needs to be established. And yes, Seth has probably beaten everybody that we would like to see as world champions, i.e. Finn Balor, Shinsuke Nakamura, now Drew McIntyre. I mean, we'd all like to see them as world champions, but the point is we need to establish that championship because it's fairly new, and obviously Roman's title is the main title. So I'm happy Seth got the win. I do think that title is waiting for Gunther to take a hold of it. I think Seth is going to hold it until Gunther comes around and chops that title away from him. Drew, I don't know. Is Drew done in WWE? Does he turn heel? I don't know. There's rumors he still hadn't signed his contract. I mean, we posted about it on our social media that he's yet to sign a WWE contract. So does that mean come 2024 he's gone, or does that mean he's actually gonna sign one? They're just trying to figure out creative and then use him in the right way. So you can't really book him as champion when we are in November and his contract expires in 2024 and you don't have him signed on the dotted line. You can't do that. So, nonetheless, excellent match. Damien tried to cash in, but then Sammy came in and took his briefcase. So that feud is definitely going to continue. And yeah, I'm not sure I'm too happy about that, but of course we're going to see more of it. Monday Night Raw is literally Sammy, Cody, Jay versus the Judgment Day. Simple as that. Then we had the Fatal 5-Way Women's World Championship match, which I thoroughly enjoyed. Often these multi-wrestler matches can be a hot mess. They can be full of just random spots and random moves. And yes, there was an element of that, but it was paced nicely. Everybody got a shining moment, which is important. And at the end of the day, someone got pinned, but nobody really remembers who got pinned. I know it was Shayna Baszler. I know she shouldn't be taking the pin. But at the end of the day, it feels irrelevant on who took the pin. But the important part is that Rhea Ripley looks strong, beating 5 other women. Because her title run has been a little bit lackluster. She hasn't beat anybody of note just yet, but that's changed. That is clearly changed now. She beat 5 women in one match. Simple as that. And I like the finish to that match where she hit the riptide off the top rope onto Raquel and onto Shayna, and then ended up pinning Shayna, who she hit a riptide on just before that. So it does keep Shayna looking somewhat strong because she ate a lot to get that pin. Rhea Ripley, of course, comes out on top as per usual and in the right fashion. I'm happy for Rhea Ripley. She's killing it right now. She's arguably one of the biggest draws on Raw, and the crowd love her. She's a heel, but the crowd absolutely love her. So, good win for Rhea Ripley. On a side note, Zoe Stark really impressed me in that match. She is definitely one for the future. Next up, we had this moment. I'm going to do a video on this on my personal channel. But we had John Cena versus Solo Sikoa, and I went into this thinking John's going to win. They've been building this up. John is going to win. Like, it just makes sense. Because Solo did kind of lose his undefeated streak, or his streak. I don't know if he was undefeated, but you know, he hadn't lost very many matches. But he lost to LA Knight recently, so that kind of dwindled away. So I thought, okay, that means John Cena can beat him. But nope, Solo Sikoa absolutely demolished John Cena with Samoan spikes, or spikes, I don't know what you call it, over and over and over to John Cena, and then eventually pinning him. He absolutely demolished John Cena. John Cena then walked out of this. Kind of looked like a last match thing, but I don't think it is his last match. I don't think John Cena would retire in Saudi Arabia, of all places. I do think that is a WrestleMania moment or a SummerSlam moment, or you get what I mean. It's a big moment, that, and I think the opponent also needs to be a big opponent. Not saying Solo isn't, because he gave Solo the rub. He put Solo over here, but just someone with a bit more something behind it. Nonetheless, actually a very good match. Cena, probably his best match in recent times. Better than the Austin Theory match. Better than the tag matches he's had. I really enjoyed it. I think Cena's been putting in the work during his time back in WWE just to try and get ready for this match and put out his best work. And I think he did that. He really showed up in this match. He didn't just take all the offense and just sell and sell and sell. He actually did some offense himself, which I'm kind of glad about. Then we had Rey Mysterio versus Logan Paul. The GOAT, Logan Paul, came on top with the US Championship in his hands. He is now the United States champion within WWE. Imagine saying that in 2022 when he came in. He's had 8 matches now and he's a US champion. Now, if I had said that pre-Roman Reigns match, I would have been like, nah, this guy can't be a champion. There's no ways. But that Roman Reigns match, he showed out. He's beat The Miz. He's beat Ricochet. He had a banger match with Seth Rollins. So it doesn't seem too far-fetched now that he's a champion within WWE. It really doesn't seem too out of the realms of possibility. It seems like something which he's earned and something which he's had the right to achieve. And beating someone like Rey Mysterio, who he has beaten a tag match previously with, obviously, The Miz by side and Dom on Rey's side, it's not so bad. And Rey is a legend. He's going to put over some youngsters over time. And Rey has lost countless matches in his career. But he's always on top. He always stays on top, even with those losses. So this doesn't hurt him in the slightest. And Logan Paul wins with the brass knuckles as well, keeping the wrestlers strong. Having the YouTube guy, the internet guy, come in and use brass knuckles instead of defeating them clean, perfect move. Perfect move. He's in his William Regal bag, as BeanieBoy said in our group chat. And yeah, it's working for him. Now, I'll make a video on this for the STOMP Wrestling YouTube channel as well. So come by and check this out. Check it out tomorrow. I'll probably put it out tomorrow. Just talking a bit more about the Logan Paul win and what it means for WWE. So stay tuned for that. Next up, we had Io Sky versus Bianca Belair. And I must say, these women were cooking in this match. Bianca Belair, Io Sky, they cooked. But I just wasn't into it. I just didn't care. The crowd didn't care. I don't know what it was that just didn't make me care about the match. I don't know if it was the action that we had before. I don't know if they just didn't work to the crowd and they were just working a match rather than working to the crowd. I think that might have been an issue. Yeah, something just wasn't clicking right. But Bailey came out. We saw a bit of Bailey. Then out comes Kairi Sane for her return to WWE. Kairi Sane is back from her Stardom run, which, if you didn't see her Stardom run, very, very good. She's back now, back in WWE, and she basically helped Io Sky win, and it looked like Bailey had seen a ghost. It looked like Bailey saw a ghost when when Kairi Sane made her return. Now, do we see Kairi Sane, Io Sky, Asuka in a team again? You know, they did that in Stardom once upon a time. That would be amazing. Like, that would be really, really good. But I don't see that happening in the near future. I do see some tension with Bailey and Kairi Sane, and I think that can be a banger match when that happens. But Io Sky got the win after a moonsault when Kairi Sane essentially took out Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair made it into the ring just before the 10 counts. Io Sky hit a moonsault straight away. 1, 2, 3. Good win for Io Sky. I thought she was going to lose. I genuinely thought Io Sky's time was up, and I was not happy about it because I think Io Sky is just getting started. Took her a little bit of time, but she's just getting started now. Next up, we have Damian Priest versus Cody Rhodes, and yeah, another glorified Raw match. I felt like I'd seen this match 100 times over. Once again, these two wrestlers in the same ring. I feel like if it wasn't tag matches, it was singles matches. If it wasn't singles matches, it was 6-man tags. We'd seen them against each other and over and over. And then when Finn Balor came out, and when JD McDonough came out, and when Dom came out, and Jay came out, it just felt like a Raw again. It felt exactly like the ending of a Raw show. So yeah, Cody pulled out a few of the big moves. Damian Priest pulled out a Reckoning, which we haven't seen for a while. Other than that, though, it was a Raw match, a Raw main event. I did not find anything from this match that made me think, oh, that was really cool. I enjoyed that. That's something different. I'd like to see where this goes. Because, to be honest, I don't want to see where this goes. I'm tired of this feud. It needs to end. Now that I'm done ranting a little bit, we've got the main event, which is LA Knight versus Roman Reigns. And this was a decent match. I must be honest. LA Knight showed up, and I wouldn't say I was worried about LA Knight because he can go, but I just thought my one criticism of LA Knight is his in-ring work. I know he's good, but it just feels like he's missing something. You know, he's got the same neck breaker, side Russian leg sweep, jumps up to the top, hits the superplex, stomps in the corner, the big elbow drop that he does, the people's elbow version of his elbow, if you know what I'm talking about, and his finisher. That feels like LA Knight's moveset in a nutshell. And I just wanted a bit more, and he showed up with a little bit more. He showed up with fire, he showed up with intensity, which was good for a Roman Reigns match, because sometimes Roman Reigns' matches can take a little bit of time to get going. So I enjoyed that aspect of it. The fact that it was, let's go. Start off, action hot. Yeah, and LA Knight really brought the intensity. But then, as per usual in a Roman Reigns match, Solo Sikoa comes out, distracts the ref. Jimmy comes out, gets involved. Roman takes advantage, spear, but LA Knight kicks out this time. Anyways, Jimmy gets involved again, putting the Roman's foot on the ropes after LA Knight hits the Blood Force trauma. And of course, from there on outwards, it was a Roman spear to the barricade, Roman spear inside, 1, 2, 3. That's a win for Roman Reigns. Simple as that. It didn't take much. At not one point did I think LA Knight might win. Like when Sammy faced Roman, I was like, oh, Sammy might just do it. When Drew faced Roman, I thought, oh, Drew might just do it. When Cody faced Roman, I thought Cody might just do it. Even Kevin Owens gave me that impression. And I'm not talking about before the match. I'm talking about in the match itself. Just the way they worked the match and the way it was structured made me feel this might happen. At no point did I feel that with LA Knight. No point. So I think that's a little bit of a doubtful. But overall, show was there. Show was average. It was a Saudi show. A little bit disappointing in certain aspects. I mean, I think the match quality come the end of the show could have been better, except for the main event. The main event's match quality was good. But the last two matches before, I just felt maybe the crowd was getting tired because the pay-per-view did feel a little bit longer than it has previously. I mean, we used to 5, 6 matches, now we had 8 matches, so maybe it was 2 matches too long. Maybe Cody didn't need to be on the card. Maybe that match did not need to happen whatsoever. But of course it did. Yeah, guys, I'm excited for War Games. War Games has been announced. That's going to be cool. I think this is that period within WWE where like the end of the year is very slow. Very down, very slow. Nothing's really happening. I think they don't want to do too much on TV because of all the sports that's going on in America that's taking up their viewers. So they're kind of like coasting along. And it's a really frustrating time within WWE. But hopefully they get through this. I'm not saying anything's bad. Just some things are getting tired and stale. Nothing is objectively bad, I will be honest. So, yeah, guys. That was that for that pay-per-view. I thought it was okay. I enjoyed the opening match. Fantastic. Fantastic. Seth and Drew killed it. Main event, very good. In between, Logan Paul had a few crazy moments where he saved Rey Mysterio. We'll talk about that. Yeah, some interesting aspects to that show. Anyways, guys, take care. Peace.